Welcome back to another Black Beauty video. If you didn't know, now you know. It's your girl Onika coming back to you again with another military edition video, of course. As you can see from the title below, we're going to be doing it for the females today. We're going to be giving tips for females for basic training. Before I get into the video, guys, remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Remember to share out the video, share out to friends, family members, to another friend, to another friend, to another friend. And make sure to comment. It's good for the algorithm. And make sure to like, guys. Like up the video, like up the video, like up the video. So, the reason why I want to do this video today is because on my previous videos, I've seen a lot of comments that females ask, and I just really wanted to dedicate a special video towards my females. Obviously, I've been to basic training. I graduated basic training. I'm about to be 2 years into the Army, and I want to dedicate a video to you guys, especially for basic training, because it's so hard, I feel like, to be a female in basic training due to like everything that we got to do with our body. So I'll say tip number one is physical preparation. And I was doing a little something before I went to basic training, just a little, I was trying to do a little something, but I felt like if I would have like actually like dedicated myself to actually running at least once or twice a day, or at least 3 times a week, like I would have been better off on my ACFTs when I got there. Like my first 2 ACFTs in basic training were absolutely atrocious. Like I didn't pass like more than maybe 2 events out of the 6, and they were like real bad, guys. They were real bad. I think I got like 27 minutes on my run, and I feel like if I did a little bit more of upper body workouts, worked on my core and worked on my running, I would have been better off, and I wouldn't have struggled so much as a female. I feel like if you're not physically active coming in to basic training, like try to just do a little something. Maybe if it's just running, trying to build up endurance, if it's just doing those kettlebell swings, and just, start lifting weights and start doing like squats to build your quads and everything like that. I feel like you just should just do something. If you made the decision to like, that you're saying like, okay, I'm gonna do this military stuff, I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna go to MEPS, I'm gonna do my physical and all of that, and then while you're doing that, make that preparation to actually knock out 10 hand release push-ups. Try to run your track near your park or something. I feel like physical preparation would just help you out in the longer run, because a lot of people go, and especially a lot of females go, and they get injured because they've never really done such physical activity on their body. Like a lot of females get injured within their hips, a lot of females get injured within their knees, within their backs. Like right now, I'm suffering from a knee injury that I've had since basic training, and I feel like if maybe I would have prepared a little bit more, then maybe I would have got to like build my muscles, build my endurance, and strain away from injuries. So the second tip that I will say is mental resilience. Like, guys, honestly, going into basic training, like I felt like I had mental resilience because I was like, you know what, I'm gonna be put in situations that I don't want to be in, and I just got to I basically set an end goal for myself, and my end goal was to graduate without getting recycled. No matter what, that was my end goal. No matter what situation like presented itself at me, like I always tried to overcome it. Like I always tried to like just say, okay, it's a bad day, let's just move on to the next day, move on to the next day, move on to the next day. I always try to think about, okay, I'm done with red phase, now I just gotta get through white phase. And I'm telling you guys, it was really, really difficult to have mental resilience because I'm such an emotional person. So everything I take, I'm super, super sensitive. So it was really, really hard for me to like, project that mental, resilience in this type of situation, especially like when I was struggling with, trying to qualify for the range. Like I really had to like, talk to myself and say not to give up, and say to keep pushing forward, and just keep on talking to myself, keep on believing myself, keep on trying to just speak positive words in myself. And a lot of females want to quit because of like, sometimes it gets really, really like difficult on your body. Like you're in pain. Like my first week of basic training, like I was in so much pain, my muscles were so sore because I wasn't used to physical activity. So like I had to keep on like doing physical activity, keep on getting up. You know, you don't get a lot of rest, you don't get a lot of time for yourself. You have to like be under someone's control 24/7, and that was difficult for me because I hate to be under another person's control, especially if they're treating me bad. So that was very difficult for me to like have to like give up control of my own self for another person. And it's still something I struggle with today as being, you know, a soldier in the military. And I could just make another video on that because that goes beyond itself of like giving up control. Okay, the next thing is proper footwear. And I could say a lot of people give this tip to male soldiers, but I really want to give it to female soldiers as well, because female soldiers can get athletes, but we can get, you know, bunions, we can get a lot of these different things. Unfortunately, when you go to basic training, you get the army issued boots, which are absolutely terrible. Like they don't make any sense, honestly. I feel like they could do better. It depends on your company and on your drill sergeants. Like I've seen a lot of people that got new like boots shipped to them. I've seen a lot of people that bought socks. I've seen a lot of people that bought foot powder. Let me be specific when it comes to socks. Rucking socks, like they're rucking socks. I don't remember what, I think it's Fox something, but there's rucking socks that cost like $10 or $20. And literally when I was in basic training, I thought they were really comfortable. Foot powder helps with the sweat in your foot. And I also think that when it comes to like getting bunions and when it comes to like, you know, getting athlete's foot, it's really important to keep your foot, you know, dry. It's important to like, you know, take care of your feet as you would naturally do if you were back home. You know, you would get like pedicures and everything like that. It's important to take care of your feet when you're in basic training, because, you know, like you can get so hurt when you don't have proper footwear, especially when you're rucking. And unfortunately, depending on your basic training, like drill sergeants, sometimes they'll accept that, you know, you could get new footwear, and sometimes they won't. But if you're afforded the opportunity to get new boots or get boots shipped to you from your family members, I would do that. Like I wish I did that, because maybe that would have took off like the pressure off my lower body that I was putting it on. But that's another thing that I would do. The next thing that I would say is pack smart. Like obviously you're going to be going to the PX or the shop at once you get to reception, but it's important not to like pack too much, you know what I'm saying? Because you do go to the PX and shop at like every week or every 2 weeks in basic training. And honestly, like the only thing that I would say that you're supposed to get within your first 2 weeks of basic training is wipes, hygiene items like pads, tampons, you know, deodorant. You're supposed to get like, you know, shaving cream to shave, actual shavers, everything that has to do with your hygiene, get that. Non-scented shampoo and stuff like that. Like the only thing that you're supposed to be getting is like maybe like books, like little notepads and pens, and like locks and stuff. But the main important thing is hygiene items, because girls, you're gonna be sweating, you're gonna need them wipes, you're gonna need them shaving cream and everything like that. You're going to need them, especially like I had about like 9 wipes back to back, because I was just wiping when my face got hot, because I went to Fort Jackson in the summer, so I was always hot, I was always sweating, I was always like, you know, just out there sweating up a storm, you know what I'm saying? And it was just like I always needed my wipes. And those porta potties at basic training, they never have tissue, never ever have tissue. So I always had like, you know, a pack of wipes and in my pants pocket. I always had wipes. And you know, the little small deodorants are really important, because it's easy to carry, it's easy to like, you know, just you know, freshen up in the little porta potties, you know, if you feel like you little, you know. And another thing that I wanna, this is not a tip, but I also want to tell you guys is they allow you to continue your birth control and basic training. They do. So if you're a wife, if you're a girlfriend, if you are just a female in general and you want to continue your birth control, you can do that. I've had a friend that she was on the depot shot, and she was allowed to continue her depot shot while she was in basic training. She just had to go to sick call, and then sick call had to refer her to the clinic. And even if you're on the pill, you can do that. I'm not too sure about the IUD, but I would say if you know, if you're on the Depo or if you're on the IUD or if you're on the implant or whatever it is, you are afforded the opportunity to continue that in basic training. They don't stop like you not being able to continue your birth control when you do go to MEPS, girls. But when you do go to MEPS, you pee like constantly. They try to make sure you don't have a baby in there, not a wink of a child. So if you think you're gonna go to basic training pregnant, you'll be sadly mistaken. Like, no, you won't. They make you pee constantly. And that's something that you realize in the military. Like, as a female, if you're supposed to get deployed, or if you're supposed to go on a rotation, or if you're supposed to go any single where, they make you pee constantly. Like, you're gonna be taking a pregnancy test constantly. Like, for me, I'm in Korea and I had to take 6 pregnancy tests before I came out here. My next tip is hygiene and health. Like, we all know, like, you know, we're gonna be on our periods, on our cycles when we go out to the field. It's either like a must or not. I know, like, there's a lot of females that they didn't have their cycles when they went to basic training because of stress. I was one. I didn't have my cycle for a minute because of like stress and everything like that, which was really weird. But like right after I stopped stressing, like right after I finished like the forage and everything, that's when like I got my cycle and everything, which was so bizarre. But like, I would say the main tips for having a cycle or a period in the field is wipes. Like wipes, and storage bags. So you always want to make sure you have a storage bag so it's easily disposable. Like, you know, those little storage bags. A lot of people bought storage bags so they can easily like fit their OCPs and everything when they're packing in their rucksacks or in their duffel bags. I would use that to easily, like, you know, throw away your you know, your pads. Sometimes so the next thing that's going to be on there is to study military basics. So that's like knowing your chain of command, knowing your military ranks, knowing like your general orders, knowing like the Army song, just knowing, you know, the preparation drills, knowing what you're getting yourself into. Basically, like, you need to study. Studying is essential. So I feel like if I probably like studied a little bit more on like preparation drills and Army ranks and general orders, like, I would have been better off, especially in the chow line when my drill sergeant was like, what's your first general order? I would have probably ate a little bit sooner. And then the next thing is emotional support. Now, this goes out to my girlies that sometimes when they go to basic training, like, they're going by their lonesome. And I feel like a lot of females state sometimes that, you know, they get broken up in basic training. Some people get divorced. Some people don't even get a letter from family or friends. And some people don't feel like supported, and some people are running away from their problems sometimes when they join the military, and just trying to get a better life. I feel like sometimes you need to lean on your battle buddies. Like, you make strong friendships, strong bonds in basic training. Honestly, like, there's a lot of people that I could say, like, right now I could call and we could have a great conversation and we could like reminisce about old times. Really lean on your battle buddies. Like, there was a lot of times where I was down. There was a lot of time my battles was down, and we leaned on each other. We got through basic training with each other. And I feel like if you don't find that one person that you can lean on, it's gonna be hard. Like, you gotta like talk to people. You gotta like, you know, establish those relationships, because when you're down, they're the people that are gonna bring you up. I remember there was a time when we were about to go to the forge. We all had a prayer circle. We all had a prayer circle to ask God to like guide us through, you know, the forge. We didn't know what we were getting ourselves into. We prayed 3 different times with 3 different groups with 3 different platoons. So although you might not have emotional support back home, you have some emotional support with the people that you're going through these challenges with. And if you do have emotional support back home, which I did, that's like those letters mean a lot. They mean a lot. And the next thing is financial preparation. There was a lot of things that I probably should have done financially, like, you know, with like having access, somebody having access back home to my account, you know, being able to pay bills, putting a lot of things on auto pay, you know, just establishing like basically just somebody who's going to be over your finances while you're gone. Some people have husbands, some people have, you know, like family members, some people have their parents. But if you don't have somebody, establish somebody to be over your finances so that you know you're getting the right amount of pay. Sometimes you don't have your phone 24/7, so you don't know what's going on with your finances. You don't know, you know, if you're supposed to be getting the right money. Sometimes people are getting paid from different jobs outside of the military because they're only doing active duty and reserve. They're only doing reserves and National Guard. So sometimes people have jobs that they're getting paid although they're in training right now. And the next thing, final thing, guys, we've reached the final tip, and it's adaptability. You know, adapt to your surroundings, adapt to the fact that they have control, which I had a difficult time with as a female. Like, ooh, I don't want to do that. Ooh, I don't want to get my hair wet. Ooh, I missed one, guys. I did miss one. I just missed one. Hair care. Hair care for females. Hair care. And then I'll get back to adaptability. Hair care is so hard during basic training. Like, I'm a 4C girly. 4C girly. And don't let this wig fool you. I'm a 4C girly, and I did not know how to do my 4C hair. I did not know. It was a hot mess. I was a hot mess. Like, I went in with braids, but when I took out my braids, I was a hot mess. A hot mess. Like, I had to rely on some people. Like, it was crazy. Like, I had to learn how to do my 4C here in basic training and do it to standards, and I was a hot mess, guys. Like, I was a hot mess. I was even considering cutting my hair at that point because I was just so over it. And, you know, it has to be me. And one of our drill sergeants was a female drill sergeant. She was like, oh, your hair has to be neat. There shouldn't be any loose hair. And I'm like, listen, this 4C hair can only go back as I tried to make it go back. At that point, I didn't know how to do sections, and I didn't have time to do sections. And whew, it was a lot. It was a lot. And for the girls who here are easily manageable, kudos to you, because this 4C here was giving me problems. I was a hot mess. Like, especially like going on to blue phase, a hot mess. Hot of messes. But that was one of my tips. Now, going back to the last tip, which is adaptability, just, you know that this is your current situation, and there's honestly, you signed a dotted line, so there's nothing you could do about it unless you're gonna quit, and that's gonna even take you even longer to get out of your situation. It's gonna take you twice as long when you could have just did it and just got through it. And honestly, I feel like towards like your military career, you're gonna have challenges as a female, many different challenges. Overall, your life is gonna be filled with challenges, especially as a female, just dealing with these non-commissioned officers, just dealing with these officers in general, dealing with like your chain of command, dealing with your leadership, just projecting, you know, that femininity in the world. It's very hard. Sometimes you have to step into your masculine energy, because sometimes people be playing with you, and you got to stand on business. Like, you got to show them that although this is a male dominated, you know, environment, like I have every right to be here just as you. Yeah, so I feel like that's something that you got to really like stand on business. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you didn't know, now you know what to go. Onika, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe to your girl. Make sure you comment, make sure you share, and make sure you like. Later.